Oh no, we're losing it. We're losing our unity.
It's falling apart.
No, let's hold on to this.
No,
dude.
it's so
let's
fast.
hold on to this, bro.
How fast have we lost it?
Expert in fucking, I don't know.
Great power.
For the fifth time, it's your boy Sean.
What is up, Wikimaniacs? Welcome to Reddit on Wiki, where we scour Reddit in search of some of the wildest stories the internet has to offer. My name is Josh L, and back at it again are my partners in crime, Sean and John. What's up, boys?
We're a threesome at this point.
A tripod.
Yeah. I'd like to say this is the second time that I've recorded with Sean that we have the
I was
same
thinking
kind of
the
color
same
schemes,
thing,
baby.
brother.
True.
We are vibing, my guy. The hair the same, kinda.
Wow.
Colors the same.
Wow, we're coming out of
Josh, you gotta
API month strong.
It is still May when we're recording this, so you guys are still.
True.
It still makes sense. Yeah.
It won't be by the time this comes out, though.
This comes out first Friday of June, right?
Yeah. June 2nd, I think.
June 2nd.
Yeah.
End of
We're
the
still
end of
fresh
our
out.
month.
We should be all right.
We're still strong. We're united.
Still.
There's a little bit of feathering, right? At either side of the month. Yeah. Awesome. Yeah, I like that you guys are matching. I did not. I got the plaid on because I like that
but
thing.
kind of like I'm green, you're black, and then John is both green and black.
True.
Oh, true.
That is true.
Wow.
Wow.
Sean with the inclusion.
Look at
Yeah,
him
we're
go.
all in on this.
Yes.
I love it. All right. On today's episode, we have a husband who is tired of raising a kid that isn't his, a wife who tells her partner he's not in charge, an ex refuses to pay child support,
Boo.
a wife gets upset over a prank, an
Fair.
OP splashes women in a pool, and an OP is unsure of bus etiquette. So
Wait, both in? Oh, those are two separate stories.
two separate stories. Yeah. Yeah. So I don't know if you guys have ridden public transit a lot, but that will come in handy if you've done that. So
Again, Texas public transportation is the worst I've ever seen anywhere.
It's
Okay,
terrible.
well.
It's fucking
Horrible.
terrible. Every time I go to another city, I'm like, oh my God.
I'm so jealous.
Public transit is so awesome.
for the Patreon exclusive stories for the boys, we got all food stories because I know you have them.
Oh.
First one is about an OP who doesn't cook Western food. And to wrap things up, we get one submitted by Midscore where an OP buys his in-laws low-grade steak. So
Gasp.
if you want to hear those two stories and get ad-free episodes, head on over to patreon.com/cultivate podcast network. Sign up today. Was there anything we needed to hop into before we jump into the stories, boys?
Nope. Just want to say I missed you guys. I was gone last week, so
Yeah.
I'm back. Hello.
We missed you as well.
Nah, I heard another Filipino did a better job than me, so it's okay.
Oh.
I'll take it.
Another short Filipino.
Yeah, another short king.
Short king.
Yeah. We got
John is
one in
actually taller than Chris, so
there you go.
right. Whenever we met, you were taller than him.
Yeah, I was.
Yeah.
Damn. John's a tall king.
Yeah, tall king over
Stop
here.
that. Don't like it.
I don't.
I'm
like
proud
it.
of being a short king.
You're actually
should
just
be.
kind of like middle height. You're not even that short, John.
No, I'm short as fuck.
How tall are you? If you don't
I'm
mind. me asking.
5'5", 5'6" on a good day, depending on the shoes.
I mean,
I feel like,
yeah, that's
I feel
not
like five,
super short.
5'7" the average, right?
Yeah, well, then I'm below average, bro.
But barely.
5'7" is definitely not average. I think it's 5'10".
Is it not?
Is it 5'10"?
It's
Yeah,
5'10"?
Damn.
I think
Damn.
so.
I'm one.
Yo.
I'm a half inch below average.
Damn.
I'm also a short king.
Nah.
I'm a short king, John. You heard it. I'm below the average.
Nope. Whatever.
Stealing
No.
your identity. Oh
Yeah.
no, we're losing it. We're losing our unity.
It's falling apart.
No,
in
let's
June.
hold on to this.
No,
dude.
it's so
let's
fast.
hold on to this, bro.
How fast have we lost it?
This is what I've been waiting for.
Of course.
All right. Well, before they start attacking each other, let's hop into the stories.
Never.
So today, because full transparency, it has not been a full week since we recorded. So the subreddit has not refilled on new popular Am I the Asshole stories. So I picked all these myself from Am I the
Oh.
Asshole. Yay for
Wow.
me for doing work.
Wow.
Finally.
We can do our
Wow.
own work when we're forced to.
We can. So this first one is posted by Zealous Ideal Weight 2698, and it's titled, "Am I the asshole for telling my husband the nanny is in charge?" Oh, I skipped a story, but that's okay. We'll go out of order today.
Oh.
Wow.
Telling the nanny is in charge.
I would say if he's incompetent as a caregiver, then that's totally fine that the nanny's in charge. I will say it sucks as, if I were the guy in that situation, but also, I mean, it can't be unwarranted. You know what I mean? He can't be doing a great job as a caretaker and then also not be in charge. I would
Fair
think.
enough. Yeah.
Yeah. I would also say not the asshole. Maybe they. Oh well, they didn't say. I was gonna say they were exes, but still saying husband.
Mhm.
Maybe the husband is not a very good caretaker, like Sean said, and maybe he's working 24/7 hours a day and he doesn't pay attention to his children. So
Fair enough. These are good. These are good breakdowns. Let's hop into it and see. You guys are on the money. So I want to preface this by saying that I am aware this is a very privileged issue, but I'm still trying to get some perspective on my opinion. It is pretty privileged to have a nanny. That is true.
Very expensive.
Very expensive, as you always say, Sean. So my husband and I have 3 kids that are 10 months, 3 years, and 6 years. My husband has a high-profile job, and it means he's gone often.
ooh,
So you're bang on the money with that,
John.
I work a regular 9 to 5. We originally used a daycare for our oldest, but my middle son was born right when the pandemic began, so we hired a nanny. She originally worked when I did, but by the time the baby came around, I was very overwhelmed doing bath and bedtime on my own, on top of developing postpartum depression. After a breakdown, we spoke with the nanny and she agreed to adjust her hours, so she's helping me with dinner, bath, and bed. We've gotten close over the past 6 months doing this. In many ways, she's become like a third parent to our kids. She's so good with them, we've created a routine that works well. I've tended to the baby during bath and bed, and she handles the older 2. It's a nice rhythm, and my mental health has gotten so much better. My husband isn't traveling all the time, but mostly nights. He isn't even home for dinner and bedtime. He will help me on the weekends when he's home, but because he's gone so often, he's reluctant to be firm with the kids. There are times when he comes home when our nanny is there. He tries to help her with bath and bed, but allows the boys to roughhouse, let them break the routine, and seriously throws them off and delays their bedtime. My nanny shared with me that she feels awkward. Obviously, she doesn't want to undermine her employer, but it just makes her job harder. My husband also doesn't want her to go home when he arrives, as he says he can't handle it alone. I told him if that's the case, then he needs to defer to the nanny and follow her lead. She knows our boys best, and she has to deal with the aftermath when they don't listen and give her a hard time. My husband feels that she is just an employee and he's the dad. His salary does pay for her. However, I don't think this is fair to her. I told him he either has to follow her lead for bed and bath or it doesn't help at all. He told me I'm allowing the nanny to take over and replace him. So am I the asshole?
I will still say no on this case. And granted, he does take care of the financial aspect of having a nanny, but it's also replacing his status as a father, because he's gone most of the time, which, you know what, sometimes that's what you got to do to put food on the table. And that's completely understandable. But the kids have a routine. The kids have a certain way of going on about things. And it seems like when he comes home to the house, he wants to assert himself to be like the father figure again, but not really taking into consideration the fact that, hey, there's a struggle of having to deal with rambunctious kids at the end of the night, and he said it himself. He can't handle those kids alone. And he doesn't want the nanny coming home or going away immediately when he gets back because he can't handle it. So why is he going to put the mom and himself in a more compromising situation and get them riled up before bed and, essentially negating the help that they got negating the help that they originally got it for. So
yeah, because he's
I'm
not really being
out the asshole.
He's not really being a father. He's kind of being like the fun uncle that shows up and is like, oh, screw bedtime.
Just give the kids some sugar and bye. I'm gone, kind of shit.
That's what I do with my nieces and
That's the vibe that I got. that's the vibe that I got from just the story. Again, sympathetic that, hey, maybe you do have to work these long hours to sustain the lifestyle you guys have, but you're also sacrificing this aspect of your life with your kids. So not the asshole for me.
Right. Yeah. What about you, Sean?
Yeah, I agree. I think not the asshole for all the reasons John said. Like John said, I'm sympathetic. I feel for the guy. He's working a job to where he can't raise the kids, but you can't have, your cake and eat it too. You can't like make her stay, but then also make her job more difficult. If she knows the routine and knows how to get it done, you got to be there to help support the nanny in that case. It sucks. Maybe you could have asked, can I learn the routine or, blah, blah, blah.
That part. Yep.
Something.
True.
But you were just like, no, I want to have fun with the kids and then, let the nanny deal with the outcome. Like that's, like you guys said, he can't just be a fun uncle. He needs to be a father.
Yeah.
Just because he's not there all the time doesn't mean he can only do the fun stuff. Parenting encompasses all of it, good and the annoying.
Yeah. And maybe they can compromise like halfway too. Maybe the days that he's not traveling for work, go ahead, let at it. Like be the fun uncle and be that father figure for them.
So be the fun dad.
The fun dad, yeah. But during those times when, the nanny is there and doing their job and essentially controlling the situation, then as the father, even though you are paying for everything, you have to be able to accept the fact that, hey, this is the part that I'm lacking. I need help. Please show me the way how to do it. So I like what Sean said. I can understand his frustrations, but I can see why the wife is more inclined on like, hey, nanny, do your thing.
Yeah. And I will just cap it off with like the only reason the nanny is there is because he is gone so often. You know what I mean?
Yep.
And like, so he has to realize that, if I like, sure, I pay for her to be there, but if I didn't work this job where I was gone all the time, I would be able to be there. And so he has to realize that it's kind of his fault that they need a nanny, even if he is the one paying for it. You know what I mean?
Right.
Which, I mean, nothing wrong with that, but he just has to realize he can't, make her job harder and in turn make, it awkward between the nanny and trying to get the kids to bed and playing hardball with them. He's got to take a step in and be a father and keep with the routine.
Having a nanny is a flex, though. God, in this economy, golly.
Yeah, that would be nice. All right. So with that, we'll hop into the first story that I meant to read first. I skipped over it. My bad.
Reverse order.
So this one is posted on Am I the Asshole by Kitchen Lower Score Earth 7954. And it's Am I the Asshole for telling my wife I'm tired of raising a kid that is not mine?
Ooh, is it one of the step-kid situation? Because
I will say yes. If you're actively married in that situation, yes.
Okay. He did say wife, so they are married.
Yeah. Unless the kid is like 25, then I'm fully fucking out. But if the child is under 18, then I mean, if you married her, you have some sort of moral obligation. I think if you marry, like the cheesy commercials say, you're not marrying just the woman, you're marrying everything.
The family. Yeah, that's true. What about you, John?
Yeah, I gotta go with the asshole too. I feel like if you were getting married into the scenario, you gotta accept the I wouldn't say baggage, but the whole package that comes along with it. The whole package that comes along with it. So bad choice of words, but you know what I mean.
John really said kids are baggage.
This podcast really hates children.
Yeah, I have a new button, John. I didn't get to play it last week, but here it is.
Let me hear it.
Fuck them kids.
Yes.
I was so disappointed. Like last week, I had it all queued up. I was like, "Oh, John's gonna love this."
Damn it! Did you get to use it last week?
I did. I think maybe only in the Patreon, but I'm not sure.
Might have been Patreon only.
It's for the rich. I'm okay with it.
All right. Well, let's see if OP is the asshole for telling his wife he's tired of raising a kid that's not his. So, I, 31 male, am married to my wife, Amber, 30 female. We have a daughter, Emma, 7 female. The problem is my wife's best friend, Jennifer, 30 female, has a daughter as well, who is named Harper, and she's 7 female. Harper's dad is a lazy sack of crap and refuses to do anything with his daughter. He's the type of guy that brags about how he never changed a diaper.
Oof.
Jennifer and Harper
Not
are
a
usually...
flex.
No.
Not a flex at all. Maybe a flex if you're like the mother and you gave birth.
Yeah, maybe.
Not gonna
But-
lie, I'd be scared to change a diaper. I have a weak
I've
stomach.
changed
Yeah, I would
diapers. They're not
I'd
that bad.
throw up so bad.
I have a weak stomach too, but I think I would try and get better at it, you know?
Same. Don't get me wrong. I'll get better at it.
Some
but
Vicks
God
Vapo
damn,
rub underneath.
First time I see it, I'm gonna scare the crap out of that kid. I have, government issue gas masks still. Filters are still good for another 20
Bro, the
years.
first couple of months before they eat like solid food and it's just fucking
Oh, God.
liquid, rancid liquid. Oh, it's awful.
Oh god, that's
all
the
right,
best
well.
birth control I've
And
ever
then
heard.
it's just
today.
fucking like you'll be carrying the baby and they'll like poop themselves, but then like
oh
it's
my
like
god.
liquid, so it kind of just goes
Oh.
everywhere. So it's like up their back and shit. You're like, oh
Yeah, I'm not
fuck.
nutting, bro. I'm not nutting anymore.
Ah,
I'm just
damn.
It's
slight
crazy.
tickle. I'm out. I'm out. I'll finish this myself.
I'm good with a cat for a while.
Right, dude. When I have to clean Kevin's poop or Chloe's poop sometimes, and I get a
Yeah,
little,
true.
I get gaggy. I'm like, ugh.
Great thing about cats, the litter box.
Yeah.
You're like,
not bad.
just a scoop, and it's all dried out by the time from all the litter.
Yeah.
Can't do that
Yeah.
with dogs.
And hairballs are usually like fine to clean up. They're not gross by any
Not
means.
too bad.
Yeah. Anyway, way off track.
Sorry, got sidetracked.
Moral of the story, changing diapers. Good. Do it as a man. Help your wife out.
Yes.
So Jennifer and Harper are usually at our house on the weekends because Harper's dad is a drinker and watches sports all weekend. On Saturdays, I normally spend all day with my daughter because I don't see her as much as I want to during the week. However, with Harper being there every Saturday, anything I do with Emma, I have to do with Harper. Take Emma to the zoo, it's Emma, Harper, and I. Take them to ride bikes, it's Emma, Harper, and I. Continues to list things, dance class, kids salon, and so on.
Damn, that's
Mother's-
expensive.
That would be expensive.
I'm hoping the parents are giving Harper some
It sounds
money.
like they're not, dude.
I would hope that they give her money and then are just like, go ahead, go. Because like
Yeah,
my
if-
friends used to have that where they were like, oh yeah, we meet up and they have money from their parents.
Dude, if some guy is willingly to flex that I'm not gonna change diapers, what makes you think they're gonna give goddamn money to have their
Well,
kids
I
do
mean,
some
because I would
shit?
just put my foot down. I'm not paying for this random child. You know,
True, makes
you
sense.
would expect the normal person to. I mean, the zoo is not cheap, I imagine.
So I will
Yes,
spoil
it's
it a little bit
expensive.
because I'm not actually going to read the edit, but there is part of an edit where he says we pay for things. Because Jennifer's husband thinks it's a waste of money to pay for dance classes, and Jennifer can't afford to pay those herself. So they do.
Oh,
pay for
hell
everything.
no. Hell no.
Yeah, I'm out.
Hell no.
Push that button again, Josh.
Oh,
Fuck them kids.
Yeah.
well, it's kind of
hell
fuck the
no.
dad though. The kid's fine.
Yeah,
the
the kid's
kid's
fine,
fine.
but you know
Yeah.
what I mean.
Mother's Day was the last straw. I took them both to dance class Saturday morning. On the way home, Emma asked if we could stop to get something for Mother's Day. I said sure, but then it ended up I had to buy something for Harper for her mother as well. On the way home, I just kept thinking, why am I buying someone else's wife a Mother's Day gift? That's his job. A few days later, because I did not want to ruin Mother's Day, I told my wife that I am tired of raising Harper and that her real father needs to step up. I'm tired of taking time away to spend with Emma. She said that Jennifer is her best friend and that we need to be there for Harper. Now she's not speaking to me and sleeping in the guest room. So am I the asshole?
I'll say
I'm gonna go
no.
with no.
We were wrong on this one.
Yeah.
Facts.
Harper's not your kid. Okay, so it does make it complicated because Jennifer and your wife are best friends. But like,
Mhm.
Jennifer needs to fucking put her foot down and find somebody better, or needs
Yep.
to give
Put her
her
foot up
husband
his
a wake up
ass.
call. Yeah, he needs to.
Straight up boot up his ass.
Yeah.
Dude, hell no, would I be paying for another kid? Dance lessons? Are you kidding me? That's expensive.
Yeah.
Zoo trips? Expensive. Beauty salons? Expensive. Why am I paying double? I would be livid. Ain't no way.
I would be too.
Yeah,
What-
I agree 100%. Like it sucks because there is a kid involved that is just,
Right.
pretty innocent.
Innocent. Yeah.
Innocent
Um,
in this matter.
And your
but-
daughter's best friend too, probably.
Yes, well, exactly. She is. It's by the sounds of it. And so it does suck in that case, but you do need to have a conversation with her parents and be like, yo, like, we're tired of paying for your daughter and like doing all these activities with her. You've got to step up as parents because we're not doing it anymore. And like, you could still take them maybe if they are willing to pay for it, I guess.
Yeah.
That's something. But it's really shitty of them just to expect you to do all that for her.
Yeah. I really think the first step is the wife talking to her best friend, just big, hey, this is the situation. Can you handle it? And if that doesn't get resolved in that sense, then the husband had to go to with his wife to talk to both of them and say, hey, for real, we got a kid to raise already. We don't want to raise another one.
Yeah.
Y'all need to step up. If not, then sorry, they're gonna have to not go with us to do shit.
We're just going to leave your daughter at our house.
Yeah.
While we go to
And
the
we'll be
zoo.
back. Yeah. Watch the
Yeah.
house.
Yeah. Yeah. It is shitty because like we don't know like OP's financial situation. Like they could be scraping
Yeah.
by and he's doing all this for this kid that, you know, is not his.
Weird for the wife to be pissed about it.
Yeah.
Yeah. That
I'm
pissed
like,
that she slept in a
why?
guest room.
Yeah. Hold on. Your husband is doing everything he can to take care of your kid and another person's kid. Why are you tripping?
I get that it's only Saturdays and, you know, you're probably the mom most of the time, but you should be just as pissed.
Right. Don't be mad at your husband. Get mad at the other husband.
Yeah.
It's wild that she's already like, if that's her best friend, shouldn't she be fucking like heated that this guy sucks so bad?
That's what I would think. Because if
Right.
I
Unless she's just like has already tried over the
And
years.
she's just sick of it.
and is just sick of like she's not taking my advice. All I can do is just help what I can help, maybe. But yeah, it's crazy to be so mad that you sleep elsewhere. You think you'd be like, okay, glad I'm not the only one thinking this shit. This is getting crazy. Because when you do your
Yeah.
monthly financials and you're looking at it, we're like, you know, see how much money we could fucking save.
Right.
We could save double the money.
Yeah.
So there was one comment here that I wanted to read because it's a potential issue with our, you know,
Judgment.
judgment, I guess.
Oh,
Yeah, great word.
Let's hear this.
So One Night on Mars says, not the asshole, but I don't think anyone is addressing the bigger picture. It sounds like Jennifer might be keeping Harper away from her father as well because you mentioned the drinking.
Oh, yeah, that is a big oversight on our end.
Yeah. If Jennifer is in an abusive relationship, you and your wife might need to support and encourage her to leave. Your wife might be aware, which is why she was so defensive about wanting her to be there. So that's a potential wrinkle in our judgment.
True.
But again,
That's a good catch.
yeah. But I still don't think you're the asshole for not, because if you don't know that, then, you know,
Yeah.
how are you supposed to react?
Yeah. How are you supposed to
Yeah.
know?
But yeah, if that is the case, definitely support her in leaving and, you know, like Sean said, I believe, hopefully find a new guy that's better later on.
Which one of us said it? Which Asian? Which
That's not
Filipino?
why I can't
Josh?
remember. We just all talk. I can't remember who says what.
We're
But
always
yeah,
trying to bait you, dude.
I know.
That just comes
But
in
yeah.
a territory.
Yeah, not the asshole, I think, still, but look into that more and maybe find out why your wife was so defensive. All right. And with that, we're going to hit a quick ad break and we're going to come back with some more stories. So stay tuned.
You're
And we're back.
Hello.
What's up, boys?
so fast.
Man, it's we're recording on a Monday, which we don't usually do.
This is a different vibe.
It is a different vibe. You guys look drained from Monday.
Do I?
Just
I feel
you look a
okay.
little tired. You're laid back. That's why you're not usually.
Oh yeah.
Oh, you're usually standing, huh?
So sometimes, but yesterday, you know, I was like, man, I need to get my 10,000 steps in. Blah blah. So like, I have a treadmill, and I was just like watching wrestling while walking on the treadmill.
Nice.
Before I knew it, like an hour and 10 minutes had passed by, and then I looked at my feet, and they're fucking blisters because I'm walking barefoot on this treadmill, and I'm like,
Barefoot.
everything fucking hurts.
You're walking barefoot on
Oh
a
my
treadmill.
God.
You are insane.
Yeah, I thought it wouldn't be a big
You
deal.
raw dogging a treadmill?
Yeah, yeah.
Boy, your bunions.
The bunions
wonder-
are okay. The bunions are bones.
Oh God.
There's definitely blisters all over my foot now.
Lord.
That's
so
so
if you guys
gross.
own a walking pad or a treadmill, make sure to wear shoes.
I always wear shoes and my walking pad's right there.
I'm like, oh, it's my walking pad. It's my own. You know what I mean? I could put my
Oh,
dirty feet on
Lord.
there.
God damn. What if your wife wants to use it?
Yeah, you're a brave man, Sean.
Well, she wears
Maybe-
shoes like a smart person.
She can be like, there's blister
Yeah.
juice all
I
over
think
this
majority
treadmill.
of the people
I mean, they
use
didn't
shoes.
burst. They're still fucking plump and juicy as we record.
God, no, I don't want to. We just had a HelloFresh commercial. Now I don't want to think of your tomatoes on your feet.
Uh,
Y'all want to talk about
God.
taco sauce?
Oh, boy. If you don't.
oh, that's gross. All right. Well, we're going to move on. Next story.
Well, I feel gross.
Well, you're about
You
to
want to see
feel
the video of me popping my blisters? OnlyFans.
nice.
God.
Do you
You're-
think there's an OnlyFans or a paid content of people doing that?
Dude,
I
I'm
guarantee-
sure.
Have you seen the pimple content? on,
Yeah,
like-
there's a Dr. Pimple Popper on
I
TikTok.
love the pimple content.
I can't.
I fucking love
I'm real
that
hit and miss
shit.
with it. There'll be some where I'm like,
can't.
oh, that was satisfying. And then others where I'm like, oh my God, I got to throw up.
That's true. That's true. Some of them are real bad.
yeah.
When it's like
I
the
can't
size of
do
a
it.
fist. You're like, oh, how did you
no
let it
more.
get that bad?
it
No,
just
no
never
way.
ends.
These.
Or
Ah.
the ones with really long hairs get me.
Oh
one
my
that-
God.
Oh, those are crazy.
Okay, I think I just threw up a little bit in my mouth. But this is
Those are
not
so
right.
good. Maybe we should venture out to pimple popping content.
Bye.
Sienna would be down. She fucking loves
Oh
it.
man.
And for that reason, I'm out.
John's quitting the pod today.
Yeah, I'm breaking my lease, guys.
Too bad. You're locked in for 20 years.
Fuck. Actually, wouldn't have it any other way.
Nice. I love it. All right. So the next one might also make you sick just by the title. It's posted on Am I the Asshole by Throwaway Lower Score 79272. Am I the asshole for not paying any child support?
Yes.
See, anytime you have a throwaway account, I feel like you got some bad shit that
Some
you're posting.
unhinged
'cause
shit's about to
you know
come
your
out.
ass is about to get flamed to bits.
Unless it's
I'm
on
gonna go
Today I
with-
fucked up and then it's just really embarrassing and funny.
True.
That's true. Yeah.
I'm gonna go with yeah. Why wouldn't you pay for child support? Why are you hindering your child's means of survival, or at least a good quality of life?
Because he hates his kids.
Fuck them kids.
Yeah.
Jesus.
Sean, you're saying asshole as well?
Yeah, for sure.
Okay. Okay. So let's hop into it and see. My ex-girlfriend, Claire, 35 female, got pregnant while we were dating. Although she told me she just wanted to be friends, I was still ready to be a father. However, she met someone else, Becca, who didn't want me around. So they asked me to cancel my parental rights. At the time, I was torn because I wanted to be there for my child, but I also felt that if they didn't want me around, it was best to waive my rights. After fighting for a while, I eventually gave up because it was clear they didn't want me there. Fast forward 13 years later, Claire and Becca are going through some stuff, and they want me to pay child support. However, the court has already ruled that since I waived my parental rights, I'm not legally obliged to pay child support.
Oh man, I'm off today.
Me and you
I
both,
chose-
my guy.
I chose misleading
always off.
titles. That's
I'm always off, so there's nothing new for me.
John's like, this is where I live. This is
Yeah. Welcome. First time, Sean?
I hate it.
Welcome to the club. Despite this, Claire is calling me a bastard and a deadbeat, and she's even calling my
No.
family and getting them involved.
Insane behavior.
While I understand her frustration, I don't think it's appropriate for her to be involving my family with this matter. So am I the asshole?
Gonna go with no.
I gotta go with no. They made you. I mean,
Waive your
you
rights.
fought. You fought for your rights,
Yup.
Yeah.
and you know after a
party.
while, you kind of just gave it. No,
Stop.
and then after a while, you gave in to their wishes. You know, they got what they wished for.
Yep.
So I mean, you're not obligated to do anything. You're not in that child's life. It sounds like I'm pretty sure they don't want you to start parenting.
And all of a sudden,
They just want your money, I think. So yeah, I think you're good. Court of law says you're fine.
And so do we. So you're
so
good.
do we.
yes.
Double
so
good.
Damn, I wish I had a gavel.
Oh, that would be
Damn.
good. Damn.
Oh, I know.
Add
would
that to
be
the
good.
soundboard, Josh.
Has
I need to
anyone
do
done that? Any other podcast has done that? That'd be kind of cool. When
I
we like
listened to-
unanimously, when we unanimously, call someone an asshole. You've been assholed.
I don't know if that's we'll have to work on the phrasing.
Yeah,
but
we'll work on the
Yeah.
phrase.
I can imagine the judges might do that. It's literally
Oh,
in the
maybe.
name. The
I
judge.
listened to
That's
Not
true.
Another D&D podcast, and they have like D&D court episodes.
Ooh.
Judge like people's dilemmas that occur while playing D&D, and they have a little gavel.
Oh, that's cool.
Oh,
I like that.
asshole persecution. Boom.
Straight to jail.
Right
Right
away.
What do you think, John? Anything you want to add on to what Sean said?
Nah, Sean said everything perfectly already, and they got their rights waived as a parent, and you don't ask 14 years later, then it's unrealistic to do that, and then you get the family involved, essentially harassing the family.
Yeah.
That's fucked up. This is a classic case. You fuck around and find out. You fucked around and wanted them to, not be involved in their lives, and you found out by not getting any shit from them. So that's on them.
Yeah, I think I agree with everything you said. There's one comment I wanted to read here that goes into if OP does consider, supporting. So it's from Lady F16. They say not the asshole, obviously. But if you consider helping out financially, you need to insist that you're also allowed to have a relationship with your kid with no secrets about why you haven't been there. The kid deserves to know the only reason you weren't around is because of their moms. And I think that's a safe way to go around. Write up a contract where it says we have to be open and honest with the kid if I'm going to help out. But again, you're not obligated to do that. So, yeah, good. That was a quick, decisive one. I did pick a lot of titles that were misleading, so we'll have to think of a title that won't mislead.
You're stumping Sean, dude.
It's
You
not my
stump
month
me
anymore.
all the time, so it doesn't matter at this point.
Nothing new.
Nothing new.
Plus, you had a week off, so you're a little rusty coming back.
True.
You know?
True.
Yeah.
My secret is I'm always rusty.
All right. So the next story is posted on Am I the Asshole by Small Midscore Elephant 9195. Am I the asshole for telling my wife that she needs to get over being upset with me for pulling a scare prank on our son?
All right, we
Yes,
got to get this
you're
one
the
right,
asshole.
Sean. You
You're the
absolutely the
asshole.
asshole for that
You're the
shit.
asshole.
This got to be a given, right?
This puts us back at
Yeah,
50-50.
we're good. We're good. This person's
It's gotta
definitely an
be, right,
asshole.
guys?
At five, yeah.
There's
No.
definitely no way.
There's no way in hell. There's no way in hell that this could
Read
be
that
any
again,
other but
Josh.
an
There
asshole.
ain't no way.
Am I the asshole for telling my wife that she needs to get over being upset with me for pulling a scare prank on our son?
Okay,
Dude,
you're telling your wife to get over something, and you scared the shit out of your kid. That sounds like an asshole behavior to me.
Oh man.
Potentially.
Nope, not potentially. They are guaranteed they're assholes.
I'm
I'm
like
nervous.
sowing the seeds of doubt.
I
Oh my
know.
god, I'm nervous. Well, not really. I'm always wrong, like I said, but damn it, we're right on this one.
Yeah, to be fair, there is really no consequence if you guys guess it wrong. You know what I mean?
It's
Yeah,
true.
this is just
It's
like pride.
No one holds it against you. Or they shouldn't anyway.
Except my mental health,
Oh no.
Just John,
my
Living it back.
anxiety. Oh my god, I was wrong. I should have said
midnight
it
just
this
lying
way.
in bed.
Yeah,
Oh,
this is what
I
keeps me
fucked
up at
on
night
that
sometimes,
one.
guys.
Honestly, I don't remember these stories as soon as we fucking finish recording.
I want that for me, Sean.
Me
I'm like,
and Josh were
man.
talking about this last week.
Yeah.
Like,
Really?
Nancy will be like, "Oh, so what'd y'all talk about?" And I'll try so hard to remember like the Patreon ones at least, and it's like nothing comes to me.
Yeah.
As soon as we finish recording, I'm out.
See, I don't listen to an episode and be like, I disagreed with you on this story. And I'll be like, what story are you talking about? That was like 3 weeks ago. I have no idea.
We did that.
Yeah. And she'll be like,
Damn.
this one. And she'll explain it. And I'll be like, oh, that sounds familiar. Did I say that? Anyway.
I kind of remember majority of everything that we talk about. It's bad.
Damn.
Good memory. Goddamn.
Which is the strangest part. I have the worst memory in the world, but I can remember our conversations. Goddamn.
You need to fill it with something else more important.
Yeah,
John. You
way
can't-
more important.
True.
Stock information or I don't know. Something.
Don't let us
Let's go with my other
backlog your
favorite-
brain.
my other favorite website. I'll just go to that just to numb the pain sometimes.
There you go.
Jesus,
Yeah.
my OnlyFans.
Yeah, for the bunion
I'm
pics.
subscribed.
All
The only
right.
feet I like, and usually I hate feet.
Oh,
So let's see if this husband is indeed the asshole for pulling the scare prank. Last Friday night, I, 37 male, was hanging out with my daughter, 10 female, watching a movie. My wife, 34 female, was working late, while our son, 9 male, was hanging out with his friend. Around 8 p.m., his friend's mom texted me, letting me know that she was driving him home. I thanked her, and then let my daughter know that her brother was on his way. She suggested that we play a prank on him, in which we jump out and scare him. I thought it would be a fun, practical joke, and story short, she and I ended up putting on scary Halloween masks, dimming the light, and hiding behind the couch. I then texted his friend's mom and told her that his sister and I were watching a movie, and to just send him to the family room downstairs when he got home. He got home, came in, and we heard him come in and say hello, and then come downstairs. When he got close, we jumped out and shouted. Now here's where I fully admit I messed up. I thought he'd just be startled for a second, and then we would laugh with us over this prank. But that's not what happened. We ended up frightening him way more than I anticipated. He started running off and ended up having a huge trembling, crying, adrenaline dump for a long time. I felt really bad, and so did his sister. His mom came home not long after and ended up sitting with him, hugging him, and comforting him. Naturally, she wasn't amused by my antics, which I understood because, again, I screwed up. However, she has stayed mad at me all these days afterwards. She will barely talk to me. I eventually got tired of it and told her that she needs to get over it. I screwed up, but I didn't mean any harm. I just underestimated how much our prank would scare our son. I also think that how our daughter is seeing how she is treating me over it and is made to feel bad over her idea that was just playful, not in bad natured. But she just says that I should have known better and won't seem to forgive me. I get it, she's gone completely mama bear, but it's not as if I don't love our kids too. Was my prank honestly so beyond the pale that I deserve to be punished over it?
so as I also talked about last week, John, you weren't here, but I am mostly like 90% anti-prank. I think usually they are just not great. I will say this is sort of harmless, maybe, but also like it's not really your place to tell anybody to get over anything. You're the one that did this.
Yeah, I will
don't
say,
know.
like, it sounds like your son had a really traumatic response to that.
Yeah.
So you are the asshole in the fact that you did scare your son into having like a breakdown, which is shitty. So asshole for that, hands down. And then to tell your wife to get over it is shitty. I will say this: it did seem like it was weird when, like, right after the prank, your son's having a breakdown, but your wife came home and then comforted him. Were you not comforting him during that time? That's what I was wondering, because like you definitely are even bigger of an asshole if that's the case.
I'm imagining he tried and then just didn't, like, was just so pissed. And scared,
maybe it was just the same way, same comfort as the mom would have.
Potentially,
I think all around he doesn't sound like he's definitely on like the upper tier of like the worst people that we've dealt with. You know what I mean? Like, I don't think he's inherently a bad father. I think he played a stupid prank. Maybe didn't realize, what his kid was scared of and things like that. Obviously the prank, not good. Obviously telling them to get over it, not good. But I don't think he's a monster. You know what I mean?
Well, I don't think he meant malice, but I think you should probably know your son like enough to know what
he can handle.
Yeah, what's gonna torment him. You know what I mean? Like, he's 9, quite a few years.
Nine's pretty young.
I will say this on this part though. I think the actual prank itself was probably in the lowest for me in terms of his actions.
He did change his clock to like hours ahead.
Right.
Jesus,
it wasn't psychopathic.
I think the prank in itself was not as bad, just because I feel that the kid or the sister and the dad was probably doing it for a bonding experience, so he probably didn't think much of it. So that part to me was like, that was not showing malice at all. It was just, hey, this would be a funny prank. And maybe the sister also didn't know that they would be scared in that capacity. So to me, that part is showing me that there's a little innocence behind it, that it was just, a comedic thing to do to their little brother.
Right.
The part for me that gives me still the asshole grade is the, hey, telling your wife to get over it, because a kid probably didn't like that. And yes, that is traumatic for a kid to be scared the shit out of like that. As someone who's gotten scared before of doing shit like that, I still remember that. Like every time I would pop up in like a dark room or in a corner, I'm always ready to swing, just in case. So it's something that lives with you throughout. So there's not a finite timeline when that kid can get over it. If I was his dad, I'd talk to the kid first and foremost, apologize and say like, hey bud, I'm sorry that I did this. We just thought like, me and your sister just thought that this would be funny. Like, I'm sorry. Like, what can I do to make it up to you type of shit. So I think it starts there. But like what Sean is saying, he's not inherently bad. I think it's his actions afterwards or after the fact that kind of gives me like, ooh, why did you tell your wife to get over it so fast? So I'm still giving him like an asshole grade, but not so much like, dude, you're a terrible person.
Fair enough. Yeah. Well, I mean, there's different levels of assholes, right? There's
for sure.
There's malintent assholes, and then there's like, I didn't mean to scar my son, you know what I mean? Which is probably not what he meant to do. So the son might need therapy too.
Therapy.
So that's a potential to offer him anyway, or try and get him to talk to someone about it. Because like John said, that's something that could lead to lifelong trauma going forward. So, all right. Asshole, different levels of asshole, I think, by the sounds of it, but we all landed on asshole just to make that.
Yeah, a little booty asshole for me.
Little booty asshole. Okay, fair enough. Fair enough. And with that, we're going to hit a quick ad break and then follow up with the last two stories and then hit the Patreon exclusive stories. So stay tuned.
Let's go.
And we're back at the last two stories here. Hopefully these titles are straightforward for you guys so that you can, get a positive review this time. Positive
We're
rating?
50-50 right now.
You're 50-50. Okay, so.
Yeah.
Are we? Oh, yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I think so.
We're 500.
All right. This one is posted by Dramatic Midscore Anteater 134. Am I the asshole for splashing women with water at the pool?
Yeah. Sometimes they just don't want to get their hair wet. You know what I'm saying?
I'm going to go the opposite way. I'm going to go with not the asshole. It
John
might be
splashing people at pools.
It might. Here's the thing though. It might be a public pool.
Right.
And they might be just swimming. And you know how it is when people are doing laps and shit, that you just whip your shit around and water can get everywhere. So
true.
Had this been a public setting or has it been a private setting? Yes, I'd go with Sean as like, dude, don't do that. But if it's a public pool, I say all bets are off.
Fair enough.
Unless he's doing
especially
it
like a gym
purposefully.
Setting. Yeah. Like if it's purposely, it's bad. But if you're in a pool, you're probably going to get wet. It comes into territory.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
Unless you're just chilling in the jacuzzi, not trying to get your hair wet.
True.
Cannonball into the jacuzzi.
But that's usually like another,
Yeah, that's in the private setting.
We'll see.
Fair enough. Well, this will be the maybe the deciding factor of the episode. Who's right here? Swimming is my 31 female hobby and how I keep healthy. My favorite swimming pool is the local university pool. As a graduate, I have access, but they also have a community hour when people from town can pay and swim. It doesn't do lane swimming, but typically everyone knows to stay away from those doing laps. I was doing laps at the far end of the pool wall on my side, so I couldn't move over anymore if I wanted to. I was mid-session when two women my age jumped right in front of me and just stood there by the wall in the shallow end. I couldn't stop in time and pushed from the wall between them, forcing them to move aside. I was being more careful next lap, but they just kept standing there. There was plenty of space on the other side of the pool where they could stand and chat without bothering anyone, but they chose to stand right in front of me. So I continued swimming, pushing from the wall. If they refused to move, I just turned in the water, making sure to make a big splash. I took a break to drink some water, and one of them started screaming at me about how I got their hair all wet. I told her it was her fault and then continued to swim. She waited for me in the change rooms and went on about how I was inconsiderate and ruined her hair. I told her to fuck off and she started going off on me and started screaming, calling me an asshole and a bitch. I grabbed my stuff and went to one of the cubicles to have a shower and change. When I was leaving, they were talking to a manager, and one of them was crying about her hair. I told my sister, and she thinks I was an asshole. I don't think so. Now, with my sister agreeing, I worry I might have been the asshole. So, am I the asshole?
I don't think you're a nice person.
But
I mean, you were there first, technically, right?
Yeah, I'm still gonna go with not the asshole, and for these specific reasons. Okay, I think I'm gonna stick with, hey, it's a public pool. Had this been private, those people would have more like grounds to complain about it. I liken it to a basketball court. So when there's a pickup game going on, you're not gonna go in there and start shooting hoops when
I just started shooting threes in the middle of the people's games.
There's got to be some sort of etiquette in some sort, and those people saw that this OP is doing laps, and they still chose to stand in that area. So the reaction by OP probably not cool, but I think they still kind of have the right, or at least the social, privilege for that. I don't know the word I'm looking for.
Yeah. Well, wait, what is that word?
Social I don't know. I don't know the word
God
for
damn.
it. I'm stumped.
It's a Monday, so apologize. What do you think, Sean? You're still thinking there. You're not.
Yeah, because I'm like, truly, if this were me, I would just talk to them and be like, hey, I'm gonna be doing laps here, so like I'm gonna be fucking going crazy in this area. So if you want to, you can move over there to that area. If you don't want to get splashed, or I would just, if I wanted to avoid that completely, I would just go to the other area and start doing laps in the other area. This would be like my third or fourth choice to just, they're in my spot. Let me fucking own let me own their ass. You know what I mean? Like, I wouldn't immediately go to that. And then as soon as it starts happening, I would have been like, fuck you, and go off the handle like that. So it's like, were you in the right? I think probably yes, but you were being a little dickhead throughout all of it, I think.
Yeah.
I mean, just because you were in the right at the beginning doesn't mean there were not better options for you to do. There were tons of opportunities to kind of just avoid this altogether. And I think you chose not to do that. I think you chose to be a little dickhead. Yeah, you chose violence.
Woke up and chose violence today.
It all depends on how you're feeling. It's petty revenge essentially. So however you want to side with. This is one of those everyone's kind of an asshole. I don't think so. I stand by my decision.
Question, Josh, are there edits?
I don't think there were. Let me double check.
Okay.
I can give you my thoughts just while we're
because before you give your thoughts, I'd probably go with Sean's too. Maybe both of them a little suck in this situation because they both like etiquette. If the more the story got broken down for me.
Yeah, that's kind of where I'm landing. I agree with everyone sucks. I think they suck more for just not, realizing that they're directly in your way. But yeah, you at any point in time you could have used your words and said, hey, I'm swimming here. I'm swimming in this lane. Would you guys mind moving over a bit? And then if they came at you with the heat, tell them to fuck off. That's fine. But you immediately were just like, I'm just going to charge through these people. And I was like, not great. Not great. There's not really updates. There's a couple comments from OP where little gnome asks, why didn't you say something to them instead of being so passive aggressive? And OP responds, because I'd have to stop mid workout, which isn't ideal.
I can kind of see that, especially when you're in a zone.
The comment below, right? Because you're Michael Phelps training together. Your Olympic career begins here.
It's like when you're lifting, you could stop in the middle, not in the middle of a set, but after your set, you could be like, hey, blah blah blah. You could talk.
I get being frustrated. But
you got to communicate that.
But you have to it's still even if I was in doing a workout and I don't know, someone was standing in my way or something like that, I'd be like, hey, do you mind stepping aside? I'm just doing a workout here. Instead of just running into them with whatever weights I have, you know what I mean? I think that's probably the safest and, not passive aggressive. So
because if you had communicated that, then that could be a learning lesson for them. Because the basketball example that I gave you when I first moved to the US, I didn't know that was a thing. And someone had kindly told me, hey, we're shooting here, or we're playing a pickup game. Do you mind if You know, if someone hadn't told me that, I wouldn't have known. But someone took the time and say, "Hey, bro, we're like shooting. Do you mind just waiting until?"
And how would you have felt if like some 6'1" guy just barged
just
into
dunked on me straight up?
Yeah.
I'd be like, shit, fucking, I'll be in World Star, I guess. Getting dunked on.
So funny. Yeah. So in terms of who is the asshole in this situation, yeah, I think that everyone is. So I think we're splitting. You guys both got it wrong there, kind of. Unless
Also,
you count.
we're both right.
Just to add, if you don't want to get your hair wet on a public pool, you might want to wear a cap, a shower cap, or a
That's
swimming
true.
cap.
Some people don't want to do that.
Their hair is in the perfect state. You know what I mean?
But why would you go on a pool to get that fucked up?
Cool
I don't
off,
know,
I guess.
but I know that that's a thing.
Yeah, I do understand some women don't want to get or men don't want to get their hair wet when they go into the pool. And that's fine. That's not to me, that's not the issue. The issue is like
Standing in the way.
being in the way of someone who's clearly splashing and swimming. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
If you don't want to get your hair wet, don't stand in front of someone swimming.
True.
Is kind of where I'm at. All right. Last story here. Sean needs to pee.
Yes, sir.
It's mandatory.
Yeah. Mandatory pee break.
1 hour later.
I feel like I'm walking on water balloons.
Oh God! Ew! Disgusting. Okay, that's got to be on the episode.
All right.
Holy shit!
Sean's
I don't
back
wanna
from
see
his
that.
pee break. Time to finish up
Oh
the
my
episode.
God.
All right. So this one's posted by throwaway 5848387. Am I the asshole for taking up
Jeebus.
2 seats on the bus?
I'll say sometimes it just be like that. You know what I mean? You can't control what you can't control.
Can you elaborate?
Look,
You got
some
the
people just got big
badonkadonk.
booties. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I was
Oh,
gonna
like
say.
a larger person. I understand.
Yeah.
Yes.
thick.
A
Yeah.
thick boy.
And it's a public bus.
Fair enough.
Everybody's, you got there first. You got to get comfortable. I will say if you could sit in one seat and you're just fucking spread out, laid out, then
What's
not
that?
great.
Was that thing BuzzFeed? I think it was a while ago.
BuzzFeed?
It was the man spreading, right?
Mm.
Or men
Oh, that is a
splits
thing though.
with their. Yeah, it is.
Yeah, not great. I feel bad for women
Yeah,
and just feel obligated to fucking.
spread their legs there.
Yeah.
Which is shitty too, because like men are usually built bigger too, and
Yeah.
so like
They just
we're
take up more
definitely taking up
space.
more space anyway. So why do that? Anyway, that was a tangent. So you guys are saying not the asshole, Sean?
I'm saying not the asshole. I don't know about John.
I'm gonna go with asshole just because my first job, actually, I worked at Greyhound as a
Oh wow.
baggage agent. Also, I had to drive them things, and
You
I was
drove
so
those?
short. I had to to move them to the parking spot or to the cleaning area. It just
Oh, I
back
see.
up and then just move forward. Man, those things are tall as hell. I had to use
Yeah.
a pillow, bro. I'm like, yo, I can't fucking see. Someone had to. But with that said, from experience, I've seen people sit on a bus and take up an extra space to put their like luggage.
Okay.
And we've had to tell people to be like, hey, yo, you can't do that. Put that shit up top or put that in the bottom.
Yeah, especially
When
with
y'all go to
Greyhound.
the airport, do y'all put y'all's backpack in another chair?
Well, there's like those overhead
Yes.
compartments usually in like Greyhounds.
No, I
right?
mean like in the
Just the lounge
terminal.
areas.
When you're,
Yeah,
like,
because
waiting for your-
I typically go to somewhere. Usually, what we do is we don't sit where our gate is. We sit like kind of further apart until it's almost time.
Oh, okay, I got you.
Yeah, so that way the lounge is not that full yet.
It's
So
not
then I can
popping.
just be as comfortable. Yeah.
I do usually sit where where my plane is, but I have like my bags on the ground, like at my feet, basically.
I'm
That's
a
usually
bad
what I do.
person. I'd be going to my gate and put my backpack.
Put your bags in there?
chairs. Yeah,
Yo, we usually go to like airport lounges first. So we're like,
I ain't
don't
got
If
wanna-
it's
like
not-
that.
If it's not that busy, there's nothing wrong with it, right? If it's when
yeah,
there's
yeah.
like
If it's not busy,
nowhere
absolutely.
to sit, then you're kind of an asshole, Sean. But
Yeah,
Yeah.
dick
Um,
bag.
It's not busy when I get there, but it do be getting busy.
But when
and
it
I'm
gets there, you better move your shit.
like, it is what it is. Y'all should have got here early. I don't know what to tell you.
Oh, all right. Let's hop into the story. I ride the bus because I can't afford a car, insurance, gas, etc. I'm a 19 female and I live in the US. For context, A couple days ago, I was on the bus that wasn't busy. Not empty, but there were multiple unused seats and no one had to stand. I'd gone shopping and had heavy bags that were hard to carry and hardly fit in front of my legs. So I sat in one seat and placed my bags on the seat next to me, essentially taking up 2 seats on my own. Since it wasn't crowded when I got on, I didn't see any issue. And like I said, the bags were super heavy and hurt to carry, so I wanted to set them down. The bus ride was kind of long, and it went on more and more people got on the bus. It eventually got pretty crowded to the point where some people did have to stand. I didn't ever move my bag or offer the seat to anyone. In my experience, most people don't want to sit next to a stranger anyway, and a lot of the time people will end up standing instead of sitting in an empty seat next to someone they don't know. Also, no one said anything to me. At the last stop, which ended at a bus station where you pretty much had to get off, someone was passive aggressive and told me, "You could have moved your bags and not been inconsiderate and rude. Everyone wants to sit, not just you," or something along those lines. I didn't really respond because I didn't know what to say. The person who said it never asked me to move my stuff, and if they did, I probably would have. So I don't understand how I was being rude. They could have asked during the ride instead of insulting me after it was done. Buses are also generally first come, first serve, so I think that my behavior was normal. So am I the asshole?
This is exactly me in the airport.
That's why I laughed.
I wouldn't call them an asshole, but I'd call them slightly inconsiderate. Like if once they started seeing the bus fill up, I think you should have some sort of situational awareness to be like, oh shit, the bus is filling up.
At least offer.
Yes, it's heavy. At least offer, right?
Yeah.
At least have that conversation. Let's say it's someone next to you standing. Just explain, hey, my bags are pretty heavy. Would you like to sit? Figure out the situation there. But to assume, that's the part that kind of gives me.
Yeah,
the
you're
fact
playing
that
mental gymnastics there a little bit. You got to just admit, like, I don't want to move my shit.
Yeah.
Don't make all those other, like, nobody wants to sit. They'd rather stand.
Don't do
for
that.
sure.
Don't assume that people don't want to sit.
Just admit
So
you're
that
rude
part-
like I am.
Yeah.
So that part you do kind of suck, or not an asshole, but inconsiderate in my opinion.
I'd say inconsiderate asshole, but I did love the
Let's go
passive
with that,
aggressiveness afterwards.
That
Yeah.
part was not, because they also didn't communicate.
No, well, exactly. I mean, I get where they're coming from, but just be straight up with people. Don't be passive aggressive.
I'm just like OP. If they had asked me to move my shit, I would. But I'm here.
I ain't moving.
I'm here.
To be fair, I think there is a slight difference between a terminal and like when you're on a bus, because there are more seats at a terminal usually. Maybe not where
and there, you
your
could go
gate
to a
is.
restaurant. You could go wherever. I mean,
Yeah.
And
so-
technically, when you go on a bus, you paid for a seat.
True.
mm.
Yeah, that is true.
I will say this: when I was like, whenever I'm in another city and I'm like on the subway or whatever, if I see like an old person and there's no seats, I'll get up. You know what I mean?
You just flip them off.
Nah, I just get up and be like, hey, you want to
Like,
sit?
yeah, you come here, sit the fuck down.
Sit your old ass down. Nah, but like if I see somebody that like probably should have a seat, I'll get up.
Oh yeah,
But you know, I don't know if you have heavy bags, then you could just put that shit on the floor. I don't think that's too
You
much.
can't put them
of-
in the aisle. You'll get yelled at by the driver.
yeah.
Then you
That's a
gotta
hazard.
fucking put them in the seat. What do you want?
No, but you could put them in front of you or on your lap or something like that. You know.
Or ask the person that that wants to sit next to you. Be like, hey, I don't have much space on my end. Do you mind if I can have some of my
Hey,
stuff
can you hold
below
my
you or
apples?
something?
Yeah.
At that point, because then once you offer, then you completely alleviated of being a dick. Because then
Fair
they could be
enough.
like, oh wait, they got
That's
shit
fair.
over here. But the fact that you didn't ask and you just assumed,
The
Yeah. That
makes you an
assuming is
asshole.
wild because
Yeah.
you know in your heart of hearts that's not why.
Yeah.
You just didn't want to move
you
your
didn't want to
shit.
move your shit.
There is a lot. I will say there's a lot of like unwritten rules, I guess, when you're on the bus, and you're always like thinking like who deserves a seat right now? Should I get up? And like you should always be considering other people on the bus because it's public transit, and
Mhm.
if you're an able-bodied young person, you should always be trying to be considerate to other people.
Mm-hmm.
And get up.
All right, I think John won that.
I think I
I
did.
think John did win.
Nice. First time in a while. Mark
Feels
it
good.
down, John.
This day in history. Oh wait, that's not, Friday episode.
next year we'll do it.
yeah.
All right, that is it for this episode, Wikimaniacs. What did you think? Were these people assholes? let us know in the comments down below on YouTube, Discord, or on our subreddit. If you want to hear more, we did 2 stories on our Patreon, patreon.com/Cultivate Podcast Network, both food stories and both wildly different food stories. So check them out if you want to. Once again, that's patreon.com/Cultivate Podcast Network. Sign up to get that, as well as bonus episodes and extra stories every Friday. Don't forget, you can submit your own Am I the Asshole stories to us on our subreddit, r/Reddit on Wiki, or cross-post your favorite Am I the Asshole stories there as well. Today, I didn't do those, but that's because, like I said, we recorded so quickly after the last one. I did not have time to do that. So anything else you guys want to say before we close it out today?
If you do anything above medium, we'll fight. If you know, you know.
And you'll have to be a patron to know.
If you know, you know.
Yeah, you will. That's exactly it. Good call out, Sean. And Sean, I guess Sean kind of called it. Anyway.
Sean John. You both called it out. Thank you for coming on today, and we'll see you guys on Monday. Bye. Later.
Bye.
Fuck them kids.
Oh.
Oh my God.
Expert in fucking, I don't know.
Great power.
For the 5th time, it's your boy Sean.